Hello everyone, Giltar here with a model kit review. This time we'll be looking at the 1:144 scale high-grade Universal Sentry RX-0 Unicorn Gundam in Destroy mode. This is a model kit that was released several months ago in November of 2009 and normally retails for 1,800 yen or roughly $19 to $20 at current exchange rates, and that's dollars in American dollars. Now, I'm starting off this review with a size comparison. As I normally do, I'll use the 1:144 scale high-grade Universal Sentry RX-782 Gundam as my sort of 1:144 scale average Gundam sort of height. And I'll also be using the Master Grade 1:100 scale version of the same Gundam, but in the 1 Year War version. So as you can see, the high-grade Universal Sentry counterpart is quite a bit shorter than the Destroy mode model kit. This is about 5 inches tall, whereas this model is about 6 inches tall at the top of its head. If we count the V-fins, it's about 6.5 inches almost. So it's actually quite a large 1:144 scale Gundam model kit. And as you can see, obviously, the Master Grade version is taller than the Destroy mode. However, it's only about 1.5 inches taller, so even though it is taller, it's not really by such a large margin. So that's something else to consider. The Destroy mode model kit actually has a really nice physical presence in your collection if you care to display your models, which most people do. Now, as you can see, I've got both the 1:144 scale RX-0 in Unicorn mode and in Destroy mode. And as you can see, even though they are similar in some ways, they do look fairly unique. Each one looks fairly individual. I mean, they share some design similarities, but at a glance, if you were to look at these two model kits, you'd say, okay, they're two different things, which is a nice thing, because at a glance, people might say, well, the Destroy mode is a retooling or a reuse of the Unicorn mode, and that's really not true. They do share similar parts, but I'm just going to show you guys the runners that come with the Destroy mode model kit to show you how different the Destroy mode model product actually is. Now, there are some or two instances of big similarities in the models. First of all is the polycap runner, which it has the same layout as the Unicorn mode model kit, although it's cast in red color instead of a gray color. And the A runner or A plate is the same, with two part exceptions. Up here, this yellowish orange component is for the V-fin, and this clear or transparent red plastic part is for the face component or head component within the head sculpt there. However, aside from that, the next series of runners are actually quite different. The B runner is actually unique to the Unicorn Gundam Destroy mode model kit. It does share a few similar parts because they are the same design, but the vast majority of the parts on the B runner, they're different from the Unicorn mode model. And the same thing goes for the C runners, which are basically two halves. They form components like, two halves of the legs and so on and so forth. Again, you might get some similar parts, but the vast majority of these components are unique to the Unicorn Gundam Destroy mode model kit. Next up, we have the sort of gray plastic weapons runner, which has parts for the beam magnum and various gray parts of the model kit. And finally, the E runner has basically an entirely transparent red or clear plastic layout, which are completely devoted to the psycho frame or red components of the Destroy mode model kit. It also comes with a foil sticker sheet. Again, different from the Unicorn mode model kit. We've got eye stickers, a head camera sticker, a sort of sight sticker for the beam magnum, and two white stickers for the shoulder Vulcans. And the final piece of difference is that the Unicorn mode model kit comes with beam saber blade effect parts. The Destroy mode model kit does not. And I'll get more into this when I head into the pros and cons section. So getting back to the model kit itself, let's look at the accessories. Basically, they both have shields, although they're the same design, except this is the Psycho Frame expanded mode design of the shield, which is larger. It has the transparent red plastic bits. The guns of the model kits are different as well. The Unicorn mode model has basically a hyper bazooka weapon, whereas the destroy mode model has what's called a beam magnum, or basically a beam rifle or beam gun weapon. There are three different ways you can basically use this accessory with the model kit. The first standard way is just simply have it held in its trigger finger hand. You might be able to see a rectangular peg here that actually fits into a rectangular slot or port in the palm of the hand. Pretty standard design feature of current high-grade Universal Century model kits. I really do like it because it does give it a more firm grip in the hand. Now, there are two other ways to use this accessory, and they're both storage sort of options. The first option is that if you flip out this peg on the back of the sort of stock of the beam magnum, it's on a hinge, you flip it out and you can actually peg it into the backpack of the destroy mode Unicorn Gundam, and it just rests like that. However, there's a second way to store this weapon, which is you use this side peg here and clip it into the back of either forearm, and you can just store it that way. And I like the look of the beam magnum stored on the back of the forearm. It looks pretty interesting, and in my experience, it's quite a unique method of storing a weapon on Gundam model kits, mobile suit designs in general. The other accessories are the beam saber blade hilts, or beam saber hilts rather. There are 4 of them in total. There are a pair of them that can be stored on the backpack, and a pair of them that are stored, one in each of the forearms. And if you have them deployed with the beam saber blades attached, they're called, I think, beam tonfas. And that pretty much does it for the accessories. Now, I won't be getting into articulation just because there are a lot of people who have reviewed this model kit, and the thing is, the articulation really doesn't differ that greatly from the RX-0 Unicorn Mode model, which I reviewed as my very first model kit review on my channel here. I'll link those videos for you guys to check out if you really want to see more about the articulation. But if you have any experience with Universal Century, or high-grade Universal Century models rather, that were made within the last 3 or 4 years, the Unicorn Gundam here in Destroy Mode pretty much has all of their standards. 90-degree or greater bend at the knees, articulation at the ankles for full rotation and significant bending back and forth and side to side, ball joint hips that actually swivel. There's a swivel component in the pelvis. Movable front skirts, which I do have attached as a single unit, but you can separate them. The side skirts have limited mobility. Back skirts are pretty much immobile. You do have a sort of a cartridge or clip for the beam magnum back here. Articulation at the wrists, elbows, at the shoulder or bicep point, at the shoulders themselves to go back and forth, up and down in full rotation. Really great sort of component for the neck design. Oops, the V-fin just fell out. For the neck design of the high-grade Universal Century lineup, I really like the way that these newer neck components have a really full-looking appearance, despite moving them up and down. Unlike the older design, sort of just straight pegged ball joint sort of neck components, these ones have a really great functionality combined with visual appearance. So I'll get into the pros and cons right now, since again I'm skipping the articulation. It's pretty standard, and you can check out other videos of mine or other people if you really want to see the exact range of articulation there. So yeah, I'm going to head into the pros and cons. As normal, I'll head into my cons first. Now I only have one con, which is the odd absence of beam saber blade effect parts. It's something that Bandai does from time to time. I'm not a big fan of that. It's actually one of my pet peeves about Bandai's product design. There's just really no excuse not to include a small, clear plastic runner for beam saber blades. I mean, the Destroy Mode Unicorn Gundam has 4 beam saber hilts. It has 4 opportunities to use the beam saber blade effect parts. The Unicorn Gundam in Unicorn Mode has 4 beam saber hilts as well. And the thing is that someone could say, well, Bandai just wants to have people buy both model kits and use the beam saber blades from one and the other. The only thing is that I want to display both models at the same time to show both modes of this mobile suit. And if I want both mobile suits to be dual wielding beam sabers, only one of them can do it. I only have 2 beam saber blades between the 2 model kits, so that's the thing. I'm already paying nearly $20 for this model. I don't mind paying another couple of dollars just to get beam saber blades, because I mean, that's a main weapon of this mobile suit design. And that's my one and only con for this model. Getting into the pros, first of all, it's an excellent sculpt. Flawless molding, no issues that I found on my model kit. Really minute and fine details. The design of the RX-0 destroy mode is just something that I find is quite unique, very cool looking, a great sort of forward direction for modern lead Gundam designs. The model kit itself is quite large, great physical presence. And you know, it's got good articulation, and just again combined with everything else, it's just a really solid model kit. It's something I can definitely recommend for its standard price of 1,800 yen. So overall, I recommend this model. Again, if you're like me and you really do dislike the absence of the beam saber blades, don't let that affect your decision to purchase this model. It's still worth the price. So if you're a fan of Gundam, and especially of Universal Century designs, pick up this model kit. I don't think you'll regret it. Thank you for watching my review. As usual, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time.